you're about to see a demonstration of the firing of an early 19th century cannon. We'll be doing it outdoors, but during this few moments of peace, I thought we can maybe show you a few interesting components of the cannon that you may not be able to see clearly in the demonstration. Okay. This is called a 3-pounder field piece. It's one of the smaller cannons made, but here in the wilderness of the Northwest, it was actually a pretty useful piece because you didn't need a horse to move this. Just a few men could carry this, or at least drag it pretty much anywhere. It fired, the reason it's called a 3-pounder is it fires a cast iron ball this size that weighs 3 pounds. So the 3-pounder can fire a ball like that up to about 300 yards. Actually longer if the ground was hard enough and it bounced. So that gave you pretty good range. Closer range, you could use anti-personnel charges. Usually either a can or a bag full of musket balls. So you'd be basically using this thing as a shotgun. But that only works at very close range. In the demonstration, you're going to see the first step after firing it is you'll see the gunner's aide run a worm down. The worm looks like a spring with a couple of spikes at the end, is to clear out any remnants of the previous charge. The charge is separate, the bag of gunpowder and then the ball are inserted separately. We're not using balls, we're just going to be using bags of powder. So the second step is he will then run a swab, a wet swab through there. Its job is to clean out any glowing embers that may be stuck to the inside of the bore, because you don't want to be charging the new gunpowder charge right on top of a few sparks. The whole time you'll see the cannon commander, the battery commander, holding his thumb over this vent. That prevents air from being aspirated in and out during the cleaning process, which could actually fan one of those embers and get them to flare up again. Cannons here are mounted on a trunnion, and that allows you to move this wedge forward and backwards. So the further out, the longer the range of the cannon, like I say, up to 300 yards. When the enemy is up very close, you're almost horizontal there. Sometimes this is white, painted white there. That's where the term point blank comes from. When you've got this wedge all the way in, that's about as close as you can fire. After they charge it, you'll then see him stick a pricker in here. It's a piercer. What it does is it cuts a hole in the bag that the gunpowder charge is contained in. The olden original, they used like a cotton-like material called voile. Today we find it better to use aluminum foil, simply because it doesn't tend to leave as many burning embers, so it makes it much safer to fire the cannon. Once he has opened up the container, which is now inside the breech of this cannon, he will insert a quill. It's just a very small tube full of gunpowder that will stick into the cannon and stick out a little bit. The very last part, when he calls to fire, you'll see me with a linstock. It's a stick with a piece of slow match, piece of cotton rope that burns very slowly, and all we have to do is touch the linstock to this and the cannon will discharge.
Number 1 gun, fire! Worm the piece. Sponge the piece. Advance the charge. Load the charge. Ram home the charge. Prick the piece. Prime the charge. Prepare to fire. Fire! Worm the piece. Swab. Sponge the piece. Good, clear.